The Shadow People. In pop culture and modern myth, there are mentions of shadow figures. These shadowy figures haunt and torment the living and have been the subject of movies and paranormal investigators alike. But what if the origin of the Shadow People are thousands of years old? And what if Shadow People can be found in the Bible? In this video, we will go over who the Shadow People are, where they come from, and where they are found in the Bible. The first question that needs to be asked is, what is a shadow person? A shadow person is a spirit-like being that can often be described as being seen in the corner of the eye. Shadow people are transparent or translucent beings that often look like black shadows. People who have seen shadow people often say that shadow people give night terrors, paralysis, and a deep feeling of fear. Modern paranormal investigators have several theories. The first major theory of shadow people are that they are spirits of the dead. Paranormal investigators often describe shadow people as spirit-like. They often look humanoid, beings that cause fear. Those people who come eye to eye with shadow people often say they have red eyes. As spirits, the shadow people haunt the living, often with malicious intent, and often are seen as an evil force. This aspect of malice brings about the second theory of paranormal investigators. The second theory of paranormal investigators are that they are demons. Given the malicious nature of shadow figures, many paranormal investigators believe that shadow people are actually demons. Many people who say they encounter shadow people do not believe that the beings were once human. They often say that they have an evil thoughts and experience a great sense of dread. The evil nature of the shadow people and the beyond human maliciousness of the shadow people have caused people to believe that the shadow people are actually demons. The last modern theory of shadow people are that they are extra-dimensional aliens. The theory that shadow people are extra-dimensional aliens is actually one of the most popular theories among paranormal investigators. The idea that shadow people are actually aliens comes from the idea that these aliens come from a different dimension and slip through the dimensions and interact with people in our dimension. The idea that shadow people come from a higher dimension comes from the idea that there are higher levels of dimension beyond the 3 dimensions that we are familiar with. The theory comes from the idea that a higher dimensional being cannot be seen except in rare circumstances. Given the main theories of modern paranormal investigators, does the concept of shadow figures have a historic origin? And the answer is yes. Throughout time and history, there are numerous examples of ancient religions having a similar fate for the spirits of the dead. The most common afterlife in ancient religions share a similar property. When a person dies, they go to the underworld. The ancient Greek idea of Hades, the Sumerian underworld, and the Babylonian afterlife Arula, the Great Below, are all found underneath the earth. A common theme of these religions is that when a person dies, their spirits physically travel beneath the earth into the underworld. When the souls travel to the underworld, they wither away into husks of their former selves. Oftentimes, these souls will be known as shades, an ancient equivalent to the idea of being a mere shadow of their former selves. In Hades, the souls will wander confused and withered shades through a dark cave for all eternity. The evil souls will go to Tartarus, the place of punishment for the evil souls. The Sumerian and Babylonian afterlives are similar to Hades. In both the Sumerian and Babylonian afterlives, they too descend beneath the earth and live as shades in a dark cave. The Bible is no exception to this trend. When looking at the original translation of the Bible, which was written in Koine Greek, and the Torah, which was written in Hebrew, the Bible has 4 afterlives. One such afterlife is the biblical afterlife of Sheol. The mention that the Bible was written in Koine Greek, which is the language of the Eastern Greeks, is a little known fact about the Bible. Before the Bible had been canonized, there was no set Bible as canon. During this time, there were numerous competing Bibles and numerous competing books. When the original compilers of the Bible made the first canon Bible, they chose to write the Bible in Koine Greek. The original Hebrew of the Torah and Tanakh was still written in Hebrew, but the Bible itself was not. In the original Greek of the Bible and in the original Hebrew of the Torah, the afterlife that people went to was a place called Sheol. Sheol in the Bible was the place where all souls went to when they died. In the Old Testament, there had not yet been a place created for the evil souls, and a place was created later called the fiery pit, which was later associated with Gehenna. Gehenna was the place where the ancient Israelites sacrificed children to Moloch in child sacrifice. This happened at the valley of Ben Hinnom, which has been translated to as Gehenna. Gehenna was the place of child sacrifice until the time of Babylonian captivity. When the ancient Israelites returned from Babylonian captivity, they turned the valley of Ben Hinnom into a trash heap to prevent the continued practice of child sacrifice. Gehenna, or the fiery pit, was one of the 3 places that had a gate to the fiery pit. The biblical concept of Sheol is the place of waiting until the time of final judgment, and Gehenna is the place of torment where souls wait until the time of final judgment. When a soul went to Sheol, they would wither away into a shade or shadow of their former selves. Unlike the other afterlives, the soul retains a sense of self and retains their aspects and memories. However, Sheol is a place without the light of God, which is one of the main factors in why the souls that wait there turn into shades. Gehenna does not explicitly say the fate of the ones who enter into it. However, we do know that Gehenna, the fiery pit, is found in Sheol. With regular spirits going to Sheol and wicked souls going to Gehenna, then there is a precedent for souls turning into shades or shadows. With 3 known gates to Gehenna, we know that there are ways for the evil spirits to get out of Gehenna. With a biblical equivalent of shadow person being the shades of Sheol and Gehenna, could these be the shadow figures that people are seeing? Let me know in the comment section below, and for more Supernatural History TV, like and subscribe.